When you hear about the concept of heaven and hell, what comes to your mind? Let us hear from a Catholic priest who was recently interviewed about the concept of heaven and hell before we dive straight into it.
This concept of heaven and earth even serves humanity better than God. It serves humanity better than God because there are many people, countless people, that the thought of hell and heaven restrains them from certain evil, disposes them towards certain good. So it's even human beings themselves that benefit from the concept of heaven or hell.
Yes, you heard him right. The concept of heaven and hell was created as a control mechanism to control humanity, not to benefit humanity. It is to benefit those who created the concept and those who carried on with the concept in the affairs of humanity, in the affairs of the governance of humanity. Those are the people that this concept benefits. We're going to look at how this concept crept into the major religions of the world and the benefits to those who created the concept and how it is working against humanity. How does this concept of heaven and hell afterlife control people? How has it been used to control humanity over the years? Now let me tell you, the concept has some do's and don'ts. Like there are things you should do and there are things you should not do. Every of these things were created by human beings. The rules of do's and don'ts. If you do this, you will go to heaven. If you don't do this, you will go to hell. If you do this, you will go to hell and all that. So all of these rules were created. It started with Judaism and then into Christianity. And then these rules brings fear into the heart or the mind of the believer. So anybody that believes in any of these religions is controlled by the fear of death and the fear of what happens after life. So this fear controls the behavior of the person and makes the person to adhere to every principle or every law that is put forth by the religious establishment. Take for instance, when you look at Islam, they're told that in the afterlife, if you die in a war, jihad and all that, you will have 72 virgins. That controls these people into what they can do and what they cannot do. And then they're told if they don't do certain things, they're going to go to hellfire. When you look at Christianity also, there are things that they are told to do, that if they don't do that, they're going to go to hellfire. If they do this, they're going to go to heaven. For instance, right now, the issue of tithes and offerings and all that. If you don't give your tithes, you're going to go to hellfire.
Anyone who is not paying his tithe is not going to heaven.
These are preachings that are in the Christian doctrine. So over the years, people are controlled by these things, and it benefits those who are in charge of these religions. For instance, the Roman Catholic Church was able to build a country known as the Vatican from the proceeds that it got from this concept through purgatory, where they were selling indulgences. And this was even what led to the revolution that was brought by Martin Luther, where he nailed 95 theses to the door of the church that brought about the Protestant Revolution. But yet, it didn't eliminate these concepts. It only even later empowered them the more that today's Pentecostals are using to make so much money from people. And in Islam, this concept was used to control the people to die in wars, in battles. That when they die in war and battle, they're going to be rewarded in the afterlife with 72 virgins. And with this, they were able to recruit so many people into battle, and they fought wars and were able to conquer so many territories that they control today, even still with the same concept. What is the purpose of this video? Purpose of this video is to enlighten you that there is nothing like heaven or hell. These two things were concepts that were created to control and manipulate humanity, manipulate people for the benefit of a few people. Until today, that is what is happening. It is time for people to wake up, especially Africans, to wake up and fight for their rights. Even in the Bible, it is written that slaves obey your masters, because it's right in the sight of God. It is written also in the Bible that Christians or people should not fight against the government, that it is God that establishes the government, that the government is an agent of punishment established by God. So people should not fight for their rights. Even when the government is not doing the right thing, people should believe that it is God that set the government there to do whatever they're doing. So the fear of death, the fear of what happens if you go against the commandments of the Bible, it is even the fear of the afterlife, what happens after life, that makes people to obey the commandments of the so-called sacred scriptures of these religions. That is what empowers the commandments or the laws of these religions. It is the fear of the afterlife. Once the fear of the afterlife, once you've killed that fear, once you've overcome that fear, you will not see these texts as sacred. You will begin to see them as what they really are, which are texts that are written by men to control other men. It is time for you to free yourself and free your soul. There is no heaven and hell afterlife. If you enjoyed this video, like the video, comment and share for others to benefit. Thank you very much. Watch out for the next video.